swimming is a sport that we all do together. We don't train separately, we don't compete separately, we do train together. So I do think that they do support me, but maybe they're not aware of all the stereotypes that women face.
I do most of the time, but I do feel that sometimes I don't always know what's going on, and that can be a problem.
I'd say like now, maybe before, like individually, if we played well, it would be more of a they've played well because they're a girl, but now like I think they genuinely accept that girls and us individually are like competent footballers, and they're like in support of us playing football and like advancing like in a football way.
Yeah, but then again, outside of uni football, a lot of women's teams are completely standalone, have no support from men's teams at all, and it really is its like own individual sport.
Yeah, and then like I know even in recent times, like there's been comments made about how women's football just isn't good, and they're looking at it like by all women's football, it's not even just like uni football.
Yeah, definitely in the rugby club the guys have been really great. So when we first started up the team, we had a bunch of the guys coming to help out at our training sessions and coaching us, and now that we've started playing matches, they're always coming to cheer us on, which is really good for the development of the team. And even things such as just inviting us to the socials just to make us feel all part of the same community has been really great.
I remember being told by a coach when I was 14 that I was doing well for a girl, and I think being told that by a coach just kind of makes you think, oh, like I'm never going to be as good as a guy, like that shouldn't be a comment made by a coach. And it's also not just comments that we made, things that men do. When I go swimming, sometimes men will make a point of going in the pool before me. That's their way of saying I'm faster than you, just like hang back. Yeah.
Sometimes whenever I'm asked my time for races, they act surprised whenever I tell them a good time, like, oh, that's quite good for what I thought, like looking me up and down. And I've also been told that in my sport we wear a crop top and shorts or pants. I know a lot of people have been told that if their shorts are too short, then they won't be allowed to race again, which is not even a rule in our sport. It's just males saying what they want to say.
Well, literally everyone just assumes we're all lesbians.
Yeah, like I just think it's really unfair just because we're in like maybe a male-dominated sport, and the way that we like can sometimes dress, and like there's a lot of sports gear that's only for males, so that's how we dress. So it's just unfair for everyone to assume that when people are, but people also aren't. So that's not something that just should be assumed within the sport.
People always seem really surprised that I play rugby. So when I say that I'm into it, and they'll just be like, well, you don't look like you play rugby, or make comments on the size of me and things like that. So yeah, it's not been very positive.
We receive comments such as dance isn't a real sport, or dance is easy, or they say that dance is girly and insinuate that that's a bad thing.
There are lots of comments that cheerleaders get all the time. Things like pull your skirt up a little bit shorter, like do that dance for us. And also lots of comments about it not being a real sport, because it's seen as, it's a sport and the main end goal is for it to look pretty. We're not trying to beat another team, so it's seen as not a sport because we're just parading and looking cute.